Welcome to Charts Today. My name is David Linton, and today's edition for Tuesday, the 14th of August, comes to you from London. We start by looking at the dollar index. Dollar pushing higher still, so we really are just seeing that dollar rising very strongly. And the euro has fallen, of course, over the last week, just recovering a little bit this morning, but we are making 12 months lows on the euro against the dollar, so we're really seeing that dollar strength playing through. Against the Japanese yen, dollar is rising again, having actually fallen away a little bit the last few days, but yesterday and today looking very strong again. So all about dollar strength at the moment. Sterling sitting at 128, recovering a little bit off that 127 low that we saw. Again, 12-month lows there against the dollar. So dollar strength is really the dominating factor in currencies at the moment. Seeing euro, sterling looking stronger, and against the Swiss franc, not managing really to get back above the cloud, so looking weaker there. Swiss franc being a safe haven. Looking at the Aussie dollar, sterling actually rising there strongly as well this morning, so looking a bit stronger. Bitcoin sitting at 6,100, just hasn't managed to make it back above that that bearish area of the cloud. The S&P 500 index yesterday was little changed. Still not managing to make any all-time highs since the high we saw at the start of the year. The Nasdaq was up as well yesterday, but again fairly subdued at the moment. Looking at the Dow Jones, we see here the Dow falling yesterday, bearish below the cloud on the short-term chart, and a downside target of nearly 3%. So still not out of the woods for the US market. And looking at the broader base Russell index, also just struggling there yesterday, little changed. The futures this morning, the S&P future up about 0.2%, the Nasdaq E-mini up nearly 0.3%, just over 0.25%, so looking like we might see a stronger opening. The UK market is still falling away there, and looking at the 250 also yesterday, still bearish below the cloud. The DAX fell quite sharply yesterday, is trying to recover a bit this morning, but still looking pretty weak. And the CAC 40 also fell away yesterday, so bearish below the cloud. European indices not looking that strong. Japan was down very sharply yesterday. Overnight, recovered somewhat, up 0.8%, but still bearish medium and long term, medium and short term. And the Hang Seng remain bearish. Further falls yesterday, so still looking quite bearish. And the Chinese market down slightly, but still looking bearish, but below the cloud on all three time frames. The Indian market still holding its strength, looking stronger, and the Australian market also up quite sharply and still holding its strength. Brent crude sitting at 72.85 this morning, so still bearish below the cloud on the lagging line on the short-term chart, and wandering out on the medium term. So just, although it's up this morning, still not managing to recover strongly in the short term. Same for WTI, of course. US nat gas sitting at $2.93, so we are seeing a steady increase here, but work to do on that long-term chart. And if we take a look at gold, gold fell heavily yesterday, back below the 1200 level. So looking very bearish indeed at the moment. So that long-term bullishness of gold is slowly evaporating. And if we look at silver, we see here as well, silver looking bearish below the cloud. US Treasury yield sitting at on the 10-year 2.89%, recovering a little bit yesterday. And if we look at German bonds, the bonds themselves just tailing off a little bit yesterday, but have been rising quite sharply. Apple was up overnight 0.4%, so still looking pretty strong. Amazon, which has been the real strength this year, up 0.5%, looking strong as well. Google or Alphabet stock was little changed yesterday, and if you look at Facebook, sitting just struggling at that 180 level, so just down slightly there. Microsoft is holding on to its gains, but still can't break back above that 110 level. And Netflix had fallen away again quite sharply yesterday, so hasn't really recovered since that big fall last month. And Tesla shares been in the news a lot, so just taking a look at Tesla. Um, Still bullish above the cloud on the long and on all three time frames, but a lot of volatility in the price. That's it for today. Until tomorrow, happy charting. See you then.